Because when it comes to wedding, I don't contribute, and I will not want to accept to contribute, especially that's a luxury.
Mm.
If it is a family that has decided to give the money, has decided to contribute, well and good. Forming WhatsApp group for functions to do with celebrations, unless it is out of will.
Yeah.
The things that you can contribute, let's say maybe it's a burial or like to do with a sickness. But a wedding, me and you, we have to sit down and decide how much. The way you've said it, plan earlier.
Yeah.
We need a wedding of 2 million. Are you able to raise that 2 million in the next 2 years? Are we able to raise this
Without
kind of,
stressing people.
without stressing people? Now
Very
pop in the
important.
WhatsApp group. You're just opening, you're stressed up for the bills, and someone will get into a WhatsApp, and you find yourself in a certain group. Hiya, Ezra, Weds, blah blah. We want contributions. I cannot do that.
2000.
I just block, delete.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Love Corner Show. I'm your host Janet Kaluki. In case you're new here, welcome to the Chat Corner. Here we talk about issues regarding love, that is romantic relationship, friendship, marriage, parenthood, and everything like. And today, guys, we are talking about important things to discuss before getting married. And if in case you're new here, guys, please subscribe to this channel. Yes. And we would like to hear your comment in the comment section. And without further ado, allow me to let my guests today introduce themselves. So hi guys. Hi. You're well?
Well, thank you.
So you're going to introduce yourself, and ladies will go first.
My name is Lydia Furaha. I am a writer, an aspiring author. I'm also a local change maker, whatever that means. Yes, and I'm also an executive assistant. Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
My name is Ezra. People call me Migi. Just an entrepreneur in Malindi. Yeah, well known for Airbnb, hotel booking. I'm in the tourist industry, so in the tour and travel, I'm well conversant, and that's what I do. At the same time, I have a couple of business that I'm doing still in town to do with accessories and computers. I'm happy being this show.
Welcome to the Love Corner Show. Here we spread love.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. So guys, as today's topic is about things to discuss before getting married. Yeah. So who wants to go first?
She goes fast because it's a lady.
Oh, okay.
Ladies first, men before. So we start with them.
What is one thing that you feel like people should really discuss when these are people who are in a serious relationship that is leading to marriage?
Yeah.
Mm.
So thank you so much. Once more, I appreciate. I think it is a broad discussion that needs a lot of more input. But according to my own opinion, one of the basic things we come and there's one of the things that I can consider first is religion, because it's a factor in. It's a factor because to me, if you're in a different religion, I'm in a different religion, it tears us apart. It's always good to come into an agreement, knowing you are the kind of partner that you are comfortable moving in with, like committed to. If you are going to the same church or the same rather religion, it becomes easier for you to bond. Rather, she can be maybe in Catholic and the other one is in maybe, let's say, in a Seventh Day Adventist. So you come into a conclusion. You make an agreement. Are you willing to take the other side so that we can move as a team? That is the first thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you feel about religion?
I do agree that it's pretty much easier for people to bond when they come from the same religion, and most of the people, and we've seen it happen. People getting married from different religions, then a few years down the line, things just go, you know,
Okay, so
yeah, they just go south. But I've also seen marriages that people are from different religions and they work.
So what about you? What is it like something that is really important to you? Religion, is it, or you'd consider marrying someone who is not from yours?
I think
Your
right now I'm
religion.
still I'm still not decided on that, because there is religion and there is spirituality.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I think right now my focus is more on spirituality. Do you know God at a personal level? Whoever you call, whoever God is to you,
Okay.
and are you a good person? Those sort of things.
Okay.
But of course, I know when it comes to marriage, then you have to come on the same level, because now you'll be getting kids. You will want to know that this is how we're gonna raise the kids and things like that. So yeah, I think I do love that we come from the same religion, but I still am not so
Into it.
yes, that much. Yeah.
Okay. So for me, religion is dear and near to my heart. Like it can be a deal breaker if you're not like from the same religion. Because when I look at it, I think I look at it from a point of perspective in this way. When you have kids, I don't want to like bring confusion.
Sure.
I don't know, mama does this, daddy does this. We also as people, the father maybe might be, no, I'm the dad, so I need my kids to like
go,
follow
yeah.
my religion or
Yeah.
whatever.
And it happens a lot.
So it's going to bring a lot of conflict, and
Yeah.
I don't want that for my kids. Yeah, and having been brought up in the Christian foundation, I feel like whatever I got from, like the way I was taught how to pray for myself, to like cultivate a personal relationship with God,
Yeah.
I would want the same for my kids. Yeah. And then when growing up, we used to have like Bible study. We used to like read the Bible, pray together. That is a culture I would want.
Yeah, it
For
makes
my
the
own
family become
family close.
intimate, more,
Yeah.
and that you're on the same page. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So let's move on to another point.
I think for me,
Mm.
something to discuss would be values.
Okay.
Values and life goals. I think that's really important to discuss way before you get into the marriage, because you come from different backgrounds. How I've been raised might be very different from how you've been raised, but now we are coming together to start, a family. So we have to ensure that we are on the same page. So then we have to discuss values. What are the values that we will embody as a family, and we will instill in our children?
Yeah.
If also, that's also another thing, if we will decide to have kids. So I think talking about values, talking about life goals, getting to know what your partner aspires to be, that way marriage does not become something that hinders one to realize their full potential, but as much as it is a partnership, it's also an avenue for you to both grow and reach your different potential. So yes, I think values and life goals is very dear to me, because I wouldn't want marriage to feel like a cage.
Oh, all
Yes,
right.
no, I wouldn't want it to feel like that. Yeah.
Okay.
To contribute on, so thank you. To contribute on the values, also there are things that I look onto, especially first of all, remember when you start a relationship, it has to start with friendship first. Yeah, I have to know you as a person that I have. Maybe, of course, we've interacted, we become friends. I've known your character. Now, when it comes to that level, the character now comes in, whereby what are the kind of the habits that you, what are the kind of things that you practice that entice me or they don't entice me.
Okay. So another something that I think is really important to discuss before you decide to get into marriage is values. Values are very important. They're the things that drives us, and these are things that are instilled in us since when we were little kids. There is a way you operate that is different from another person. I grew up in a place where kindness was, everyone was just kind, everyone was just compassionate towards another. So to me, that is like a way of life. So if I'm getting into if I'm in a serious relationship with someone, I need to ensure that we discuss about values. We do not come from the same place, and these are the things that we will be molding to our to the future generation. That is, if we decide to go that way. So I think it's really important, because also they help us live in harmony. Even if it's just friends, you usually tend to feel more comfortable around people who share the same values with you. So it's really important for me personally for us to share the same values, be it kindness, it just has to be. If we do not share the same values, then
Yeah.
that means we will be having a lot of conflicts, and it will not be sustainable in the long run, because the values are the things that make you. And if I have a problem with the things that make you, then we are not gonna build a successful marriage. So for me, talking about the values that we will be, those form the culture at home. The values that we will live by, the values that if we decide to have children, we're gonna mold to our children. That is really important to me. And kindness, that one is non-negotiable. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I think about values, I think at them on this aspect, like career goals. I think that our careers should like merge somewhere in between. Because if I want to eventually like travel the world, and you want to go and settle on the farm, like have some cattle or whatever, all these animals, you see,
Yeah.
it's gonna like crash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important. Life goals is
Life
very
goals.
important. You might be in a relationship with someone, and their life goal is to end up in a farm, have a ranch with a lot of animals, and that is totally okay. But if you do not discuss that before you get into a marriage, then when it gets to that time,
Yeah.
it's gonna bring a conflict. I've seen a lot of people who anataka kubaki town, the wife wants to stay in town,
Yeah.
the husband wants to go to the farm, and inaleta a lot of. So I think also discussing about your life goals is
Yes.
really important. What your career path that you desire to follow, and your husband's also, and ensure that they
merge.
they
And
align at some point, so that you're working towards the same goal
Yeah.
as a family and not growing
Apart.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Wow, that's nice. To handle, from my side, I think to add on whatever you've just said, what I prefer, first of all, apart from the whatever, I think we've talked about the religion, character to me is a key thing. Yeah, it has to bond with my character too. Because I'll not have someone who is violent, who is not kind. I think you've talked about kindness. Kind, who is not patient. Patient marks, and it's really matters to me, because if you're not patient, and the kind of jobs that I do and how I interact with different people, clients and all that, it really puts me off, because at some level you need to understand me. I'm held up and you're held up, assuming even if it's not called the attention that you need. But the fact that you've built that patience in yourself and in me, and you are truthful to one another, your character is portrayed out there, it's just nice. Good to go. Yeah.
All right. So another thing I think that people should discuss is like the lifestyle, the kind of lifestyle you want to live.
Very important.
Yeah. And who is going to be funding what? Yeah. So if you decide to live in like an urban area, who is paying for rent? Yeah. I want to know. And if I like expect you to be like a sole provider, the man, I need to speak up.
Yeah.
So that is what I think.
Yeah, I think it's really important to discuss expectations early on. For me personally, I think that's very important. Nisifike mahali nipigwe na butwa and I'm wondering, mimi sikupata hii memo. I didn't know this. I didn't know this is what you're expecting. Yes, so expectation is really important. And finances, it's also important. Are we going to, who is going to be paying the bills in the house? How are we going to, are we going to merge our resources? Are we going to whatever that we will decide at that time? I think it's really important, because that way it ensures that we live in harmony.
Yeah.
Hata mandugu mnaweza kosana kwa sababu ya do. What makes you think hautakosana na your spouse because of money? I mean,
is that possible?
No, that is just being delusional. So I think it's really important to discuss it and decide nani analipa hii, nani analipa hii. Kuna ingine husema that we will go 50-50. I'm not really sure about going 50-50 in everything personally, because I don't know, that aspect just doesn't sit well with me. I think it's better to decide what are the things that we will pay for together. Is it house expenses? Is it what? Is it what? Is it about traveling? Also, you've mentioned the aspect of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Nisikuja hapo na my mindset of thinking, oh, this is the life that I'm gonna live, and it is out of our budget. We cannot afford it at that moment. Yeah. So I think also it's really I'm not thinking it's really important to discuss about the kind of life that you will have. Are we going to live in a one bedroom? Not just we're just two and we're starting life. Are we going to live in the urban area like CBD? Are we going to live the outskirts of town? We want peace kidogo. Are we going to Ushago? Important we know mapema that we ensure that we come up with a system to ensure that it works for us. Yes. Are we going to be going on vacation each and every month? Or hakuna mambo ya vacation kabisa, you just stay, it's really important to talk about those things. And it doesn't mean that when you talk about them now, it's cast on stone. Things change over the years. It could get to a point, I lose my job, he loses his job. We cannot afford going to vacations. We cannot afford paying rent at CBD. It doesn't mean that I will not be flexible. Because life now is a straight line. But I think it's really important to talk about those things earlier on, but still leave room for flexibility in case something happens.
Yeah. So for me, I think when people are talking about the lifestyle, you need to be comfortable. Like, look at your finances. Like, this is what you have. Are you even willing to like speak up about whatever you're earning? Are you able to like say, okay, if you're not able to say like I earn 100,000 every month, also come up with a budget on how are we going to distribute like finances. Do I bring this percentage on the table and do you bring this percentage on the table, so that now we can fund like the kind of lifestyle that we want to live. And then also, when we are talking about that, we talk about money. Do you have loans? I don't want to be shocked. Like, I don't want to carry burdens that I am not aware of. I want to know before I get, committed to it. What is it? How are you financially? Do you have savings? And also, like when we are talking about that, let's talk about the wedding. What kind of a wedding do we want? Yeah. So.
Complex. Yeah. When it comes to such, for me, I can just say, first and foremost, we are together as one. We have a goal. We need to sit down, open up. You tell me the kind of, what are your expectations? I also have to tell you the kind of job you're having, the kind of job I'm having, you get to know. Salaries need to be discussed. The fact that you're in the same house, I could be the head, you could be the VP, that is. You see, at the end of the day, bills have to be paid. There are those complex ones I have to take as a man. But what I usually say, it is our money. For me, I don't have that principle. Your money is your money and my money is our money. All our money is ours. There's a time when you go like you don't have a job. There's a time maybe it happens I lose my job. We have to be supportive to one another. That is one thing that I know. And at the end of the day, if we have any plan ahead, like we have to, everything has to be tabled with a plan. We have holidays. You could be expecting like, to be living a large life. Those things, we discuss them at the early stage when you're moving on. By the time we are together, we are moving one side or the other, going outings, going dinners, going for coffees and all that. You need to have understood me. I need to have opened up towards you, so get to know the kind of man you're having, the kind of expectations that you'll be having. So from there, if anything happens, at least to have a clue what is happening and what our goals are. Because at the end of the day, we have to progress in the relationship. What are our goals towards? Are we going to marry a real wedding we're going to AG, or are we going to a real wedding at the church? Those are the things that we need to discuss as we move on swiftly. Because at the end of the day, we have to just move one way. We have to open up. Because when those things, we don't discuss them, at the end of the day, you find we go apart. So to me, I take them very serious, especially when you table everything. I earn 100,000, you earn 90,000. We have to bring them together and we decide this is what we need to do. Besides that, there's an issue whereby now we need to have now that comes in now when we are still earning. We need to have set aside of Like you need to have your own account, I need to have account, we have a joint account, whereby just in case of anything, we are easy. It's easier to sort those things out. Yeah.
So the joint account for me, I think, should be for the running and the welfare of the family. That is what, for me, I would want for my family to have. We have like a joint account for house rent, all the utilities that we'll
The
need.
basic needs.
The basic, yeah. Actually, it's just the running and the welfare of the family. Yeah. So on the wedding date, you brought it up. So I think people should discuss, like you said, what type or kind of wedding are they comfortable with? Because you don't be here expecting that maybe you take a loan of a million to just fund a wedding, you see? Yeah, and then also talk about relatives, like my parents or your parents. Are they willing to come through for us if like we want a big wedding and we cannot afford it? Oh, what is the plan? Do we have like friends? Can we like have form a group where we have people coming in and contributing towards our wedding? Depending on what you decide, which will be comfortable with the both of you, but not someone pushing or trying to control the other. Like I want this. I can't,
Yeah.
I can't get married if you're not doing a white wedding, you see. And your man is not able to do that.
You were talking about weddings. It's really important for people to sit and discuss, as you've said, about the wedding. We decide what kind of wedding will do we want. Do we just want the traditional one? Do we just want to go to the edge? Do we want a church wedding? And if we want a church wedding, what are the costs that will come with a church wedding? If it's a traditional wedding, what will be the cost, and can we really afford it? Because these days we see a lot of WhatsApp group. Umekaa tu hivi top umeingia kwa WhatsApp group, and the aim of the WhatsApp group is to give contribution towards a wedding. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because weddings are social events. Like, I don't know, is it tradition? We usually do it like that, so that everyone takes part in the contribution, in the celebration. But I think it's really important for people to plan beforehand. If we know that we're gonna get married next year, then it's important for us to save towards the wedding. That way we do not transfer the cost burden to people who are close to us. Yes. And we'd rather just make it a small celebration, because after all, it's just celebrating our union. And even if you hold a small celebration, it doesn't mean that it will make it less of a wedding. Rather than take big loans, and now when you're settling in the marriage, and I'm not telling I'm not telling people that you shouldn't get the wedding you've always desired as a kid. But if you know that is what you would want, then it's important for you to learn your person also. You know the amount that this person is earning, because you've been with them. You know their capability. So sometimes I think it's unfair to ask for $1 million weddings from someone you know that they are not capable of offering that. And as much as, yes, us as girls, we tell ourselves, I'm the queen, I should get, those kind of things. But yes, learning your person, and also knowing that this is life we are going to build together.
There's actually life after
marriage. Yes. Yeah. You'd rather invest in ensuring that the marriage works than invest in the
wedding,
in the big wedding, and then 2 months down the line, because of the loans, there is no peace in the house. So I really think it's one of the things that you have to align your expectations for the wedding, his expectations. Some people you could just kosana because I want him to wear a pink suit and he doesn't want to wear a pink suit. So it's the wedding is not just about me as the lady, it's about us celebrating. So we have to ensure that everyone is heard, everyone is comfortable. Ndio ikifika hiyo siku, we are both enjoying. It's not just to please me.
You as the bride.
Yes.
Okay, so even though when it comes to the finances, first of all, a wedding is a luxury for me. That is what I think. That is a luxury. You won't die if you don't have like a big wedding that people talk about. You see.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, to stress because you want to have like a big wedding. If you want a big wedding, work with the resources that you have. Okay, form a committee of people that you know that they can contribute, maybe family members, because like a wedding is like a family when it comes to us Africans. I think a wedding is like a thing, a family thing.
Yeah.
So if your people or relatives are able to come together and give us like that dream wedding, why not?
Yeah.
But let's not stress people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it is a very sensitive topic, especially or rather point to put across when it comes to wedding. I don't contribute, and I will not want to accept to contribute, especially that's a luxury.
Mm.
If it is a family that has decided to give the money, has decided to contribute, well and good. Forming WhatsApp group for functions to do with celebrations, unless it is out of will.
Yeah.
The things that we can contribute, let's say maybe it's a burial or like to do with a sickness. But a wedding, me and you, we have to sit down and decide how much. The way you've said it, plan earlier.
Yeah.
We need a wedding of 2 million. Are you able to raise that 2 million in the next 2 years? Are we able to raise this
Without
kind of
stressing people.
without stressing people? Now
Very
pop in the
important.
WhatsApp group. You're just opening your stressed up or the bills, and someone will get into a WhatsApp. Then you find yourself in a certain group. Ezra weds blah blah. We want contributions. I cannot do that.
2,000.
I just block delete. So I usually say, always let's work as per the luxury. Wedding is a luxury.
And there's no limit.
People with the age, you will use 10,000. We say 20,000. I don't know the exact amount, and you get a wedding. It's done. There's this garden where you 10 people,
The
15.
aim is to get the certificate.
Exactly.
Yes.
But stressing people, you have your own stress, and you know what? I mean, WhatsApp group and contributing these people 10,000, 5,000 for a wedding. It's just me and you, so I'm expecting it to be it's at zero to me.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of deciding budget, work on the budget. If it's not working, the other partner has to understand we have only 500,000. We want to raise 1 million, but circumstances could not allow us. Let's work with this. Go to the AG, sign, you're done.
Yeah.
It's still the same. The certificate is the same. It doesn't change. So I find it to be a topic whereby both have to understand that is me and my person. If we cannot raise this a certain amount of money for the function, leave it. Let's go to the AG. Even if you go 10 people rather the garden, okay, I understand there's also the garden wedding, there's a church wedding.
There are so many options.
Work within the budget. But stressing people is an X.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So another thing I think couples should discuss is visitation by relatives and friends. You need to like set rules. Say that okay, if your mom wants to come over or my dad, you tell each other. Like you communicate in advance so that like your partner know. You let them know.
Yeah. To me, I take it to be like whenever we're having any kind of visitation, the fact that we are together as a couple, we could be living together by either now, of course, we are in a relationship whereby we are expecting visitors. I need to alert you. You need to know there are visitors that are coming in at a certain time or a certain date. So that it can be easier for us to plan what are the things we are going to set for them, how we're going to welcome them. So that it doesn't become like it's like ni kitu yangu tu. I don't want to shout with you. Anything has to be shared with regards to visitation. Meet friends, so that we can discuss, are we able to accommodate them? Yes or no? What are the budget we are going to incur on this?
Yeah. When it comes to family and friends, that's usually a hot topic that brings a lot of conflicts in marriages, because sometimes we tend to, but this is my mom, but she has told me this morning. I think it's really important for you to understand that you're a team first before your family, before your friends.
Yeah.
Because visitation aside, sometimes it's even about finances and giving to family and friends. If we are now one unit, then it means every decision that we make it
as one.
I will make it as one. We make it as one. I cannot just decide I'm gonna do this without informing my husband. This person will come to our place, and what if I have not told my husband? So Nikama, I have decided this place is just mine. I will do whatever I want.
Your home.
It's my home
Alone.
and it is not my home alone, it is our home.
Yeah,
so it's important for him to know, and it's important for also him to inform me. By this so and so it's probably traveling and they would like somewhere to stay for for this day. That way we make a decision, yes, let this person come. Because also the way we welcome visitors, the way we welcome family is a little different. I don't know,
Yeah.
it's just us as Africans, like, but we just want to prepare. We have to
Yeah.
ensure that probably the room is set, the place looks okay, things like that. So it's really important to discuss. And also when it comes to ni family, my mom called and I gave her this amount of money. I'm not saying that it's like asking for permission to spend money on
Sure.
your mother, but that transparency is really important. When it comes to family and friends, everything should be on the table. It's finances, is what, everything should be at the table. That way we are deciding collectively, like me and you, that this is what we are doing. This cousin needs blah blah blah. We have decided as a family, this is what we are contributing. Uko na mazishi so and place blah blah blah. We have decided as a family, this is what we are doing. Like at all times, we have to present a united front because I'm no longer alone. So and if I decide to do it, he will find out. Dunia ni ndogo. He will find out, and it could be just story and someone will be like, oh, but your family gave this and this, and then inakuja inakuwa kesi. Yes, it bites you, and you did it out of goodwill. The intention was good, and it's not about what you did. It's about why didn't we talk about it? Yet we are a team. Yeah, I think it's really important to know the boundaries of our family and friends and our extended family.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great points right there. So yeah, what is something else that you people think that people should discuss? For me, kids. Do I want to have kids? Do you want kids?
Yeah.
And then how many kids do you want? Then how are we going to space the kids? Yeah. So that is very important. I don't want to be shocked. I want to know. And if someone wants like more kids, you can meet in the middle. Someone has to compromise. Yeah. So how do you feel about that?
I think it's really important for us to decide whether we want kids or not. Personally, I know I would love to have kids. I know I would love to have kids. So when I am with someone, let's say I get into a relationship with someone, and they say they do not want to have kids, of course I will not feel comfortable, and I'll take that as my cue to leave, because to me having kids is something that I really want, and that is all factors held constant, because you may never know. I may say I want kids, but who knows, probably even you're not okay. See, yet in experiment na nimeona I can get them but I would like to have them. So when someone says that they do not want to have them, I will just...
That would be a joker.
No, it is okay for them to decide to decide they do not want
to. We know kids.
But there are people who want to live life.
Yes,
that's strange. That's strange.
They just want to be
aunties. No, it's true. It happens, but for me, it's strange.
But it's them. Yeah,
it's very strange to me.
It's just them.
The two of us.
Yes.
It's unfair to the society.
we just hold hands forever and ever and travel the world. Maybe.
Yes,
but they have their own reasons.
Yes, and yes, I may say I would like to have kids, but okay, how would we like to have these kids? Are we gonna adopt? Are we going to have like babies for me to give birth, to get pregnant and give birth to the babies? That is also something that we need to discuss. Because there are some people that really want kids, but they do not want to give birth. They say
they don't want the suffering that comes with having a baby.
Let's go and adopt babies. There are a lot of babies that we could help, and they live their life like that. And it is totally okay. For me, I know I would like to give birth to kids, but I would also like to adopt. Like if I am to get my own kids, then also adopt some other kids. I have a lot of love to share for kids. But now that is something that we will have to discuss. Is my partner comfortable with something like that? And yes, we want to have kids. How many? I remember with someone I was talking stage, and he told me he would like to have 7 kids. I blocked him.
That is a serious person. He has a mission. One school.
He wants to open like a team or something.
Because that is not
Seven.
I didn't say
7 plus 2, 9.
I didn't tell him
I'm
that.
telling you that team.
Even if you have money, you end up even forgetting the names of the other kids.
I ran without even negotiating, but I wanted to.
Well, that's strange.
How do we reduce
was
from
like a
7 to 2?
red
Yes,
flag
to me, I
for
was
you.
like, no, this is not.
But that is a very key thing, especially the number of kids you need to have in a family as a family. It's very key. Those are early. I think now when it comes to some stages, let's say we moved on from stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, in the middle there, that is when now you think even you need to discuss about the kids things, because those are very key things before making now a decision. Now we need to marry.
Yeah.
You could be dating when someone reached a certain level, you never talked about the kids, reach a certain level now, it's at, let's say, at the peak now.
You're seriously in
Yeah,
love with each other.
then your partner tells you, I don't want kids. You see, it's a total wastage of time
Yes.
and your feelings
Yes.
and everything.
You've invested
Very.
so much. in
Yeah,
this
so
person.
those are some of the key things we need to. It's in fact is among the key things we need to discuss about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these days you might find someone already has a kid from a previous relationship. I think those are things that people should discuss early on,
Yeah. So that you can know,
so that
like,
you can know.
in-
I have a baby daddy. I
Yeah.
have a baby mama. I have this kid. He's this. Yeah, and you have to, because let me tell you something that breaks a lot of the young relationships, even before they even get to marriages, is things like that. A lady has not disclosed that I have a kid back at home, and then they're in this relationship with the guy, and then later on when they're about to get married, that's when she says, I have a baby, and it is a deal breaker for this guy.
Yeah.
So you've wasted 3 years of your life that you're not gonna get back.
It is very key to discuss, especially let's just say it this way. To me, we have to discuss especially all your exes. You have to be open. You open up, because at the end of the day, I don't want to get astonished. You know what? This person we never finished up with is what. Open up. These are my
we have
friends.
like
Tell me your friends.
unfinished business.
Yes, tell me my friend. I tell you my friends. You tell me your friends. If there was anything that was pending, you have to put it across. If you have kids, you ever have kids, you have to talk about it. Let it be open. Be an open book, black and white. It will help me realize or make a decision towards our goal. Because if you don't open up, you keep surprising me. Oh, hi, baby, this was my ex. By the way, I just went to say hi. And then at the end of the day, I know that was your ex. And then at the end of the day, we get somewhere, we are in a function, then you tell me, you just have to tell me, this is my page.
This is how I am.
Yeah, this is my, everything has to be put on the table. You tell me, I'm into this, I've done this, this is what I do, this is what the same thing has to come from me. I have to tell you the truth about myself, my exes, and all that. If I have a kid, I don't have a kid. From there, you decide. When you're moving on, you know everything.
Am I willing to invest more in this relationship or not?
Get caught up in surprises. It may put someone off.
So on the bit of children, I also think people should contribute or discuss about contraceptives. Because, for example, we want 3 kids. How are we going to space from one kid to another? Then, because when we are spacing, we also need to protect ourselves so that we don't get pregnant. So, who is doing what?
I think that's really important. The issue of contraceptives has always been left to the woman. You just get it done because it is, and things have been changing because people are now discussing openly the issues of contraceptives. So I think once you've decided we'd like 3 kids and we'd like probably to space them at 3 years or to 2 years, then it's important for you guys now to decide. So in between these 3 years, what will we do to ensure that we do not get another one that we did not intend? We did not plan for. That way it becomes a joint decision. So in case there is anything, your partner is in copy. They know exactly what is happening. They know my wife is on this contraceptive. They know, because we are doing life together. So it's really important for those to happen. And I think, and there are some people who do not just want contraceptives. They say, my wife will never put on contraceptives because you are brought on earth to give birth and feel the
That is, I
earth.
think, because of health situation, health relation. So there are some who get the reactions
From the
contraceptives.
they react with those contraceptive stuff. So it all it's just a matter of family planning.
Yeah.
So
you
just decide.
you
what
can
you
be
want.
without, and you're good. and you plan yourself and how do you do it and how do you, plan cover yourself for that.
The goal is to prevent, getting an
unintended
unwanted baby.
Yes. And
So
what happens
whatever
now
you
when you
decide-
get that an unwanted baby
Unwanted baby.
in between?
If you're having 2, you get 3, it's a blessing.
So I agree. Whatever happens, because you need together, right?
Yes,
It's not like
Yeah,
a blame.
I
You start
get you.
pointing
Yeah, I
fingers
get
like,
you.
yeah,
no,
you
we
want
did.
it, you.
No, we did it
And you
together.
did
We
too.
were there.
We are both enjoying.
Yeah, so I
Now
think
we
it's
are
very key. It's very key.
You're pointing fingers.
It's very key. They say I was not supposed. You are not supposed to be born. This was
or they tell you don't get pregnant, but we have already done it, and you already. I was not on how
challenge.
it has to be a collective responsibility.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because also there's a reason as to why we plan. We want to ensure that the kids we bring to this world are well taken care of. We have the energy and the resources to take care of them, so that pia tunawaleta and now they are living a miserable life. So also kujipanga is really important. How you decide the number of kids you would like to have, you also look at the resources. That way you don't bring kids and then
they become miserable.
Yes,
too.
and then you just say, because I have a brother who is in US, he's
can
gonna pay
support.
for their education. So you're planning
From
a whole
someone.
life, of your child
To be
from
taking
someone
care of someone.
You
yeah.
know,
Yes.
who
Not
also
as a
has
bad-
their
who also
own
has their own plans
responsibilities
and responsibility. That is so is not it's not good. So I
Yeah.
think it's really important to put that in mind. Yeah, before getting married.
Okay. Very interesting. You people are so wise. I want you to be in my circle. Circle of friends. All right. So I think another thing that people should talk about is what they expect from each other. Like, what are your expectations from me as a wife? Do you expect me to wash your shoes, to clean your clothes for you,
Ezra is looking
to
at
wash
his
your
shoes already.
My
to wash your
boxer.
innerwears or whatever? Like, I want to know. Do
Look
you
at the
expect me to
faces
cook food?
making.
From my
No.
side, listen.
No,
listen
listen,
very
this is what
carefully.
I'm saying.
Okay.
I want to know, like, the man I'm getting,
My
I'm going to
expectation.
marry,
Oh,
what I
sorry.
expect him to,
Okay.
what he expects from me as a wife. Yes. I want to
From
know
my-
all the details.
From my side,
Mhm.
for your information, I'm a good chef.
Mhm.
I can wash.
Mhm.
I can do laundry. That is, I can do laundry. I can do cleaning. I need someone who can help. I need a helper. I don't need someone as a housewife. I don't need someone as a. I need a partner who can help me, because I'm a good chef. I can bake. I can cook. I can do everything. So that means by the time I'm getting someone on board, she should be well conversant with the. Well, she must know how to cook. Of course, it's supposed to be that way. I'm not pleading, but it has also to be that way. But I can also help her to know and learn how to cook.
Mhm.
So when it comes to cooking, we'll cook together. If I'm tired, she has to accept. I mean, also get in the kitchen and do her stuff. But to me, I don't want to have that mentality that, you know what, women are supposed to be in the kitchen, they're supposed to be cooking, they're supposed to be doing this, they're supposed to be a housewife, of course, blah, blah, blah. No. If I can be cooking ugali, she can make the sauce. If I can be baking, she could be doing other things. If she's watching the baby there, I can be helping doing other things. So I need a helper. And I call it that way. For me, that is my principle. I don't have to man up, being a man and just sit and buta miguu pale.
You're the
And
king.
read.
Yeah, I don't do.
So
No,
what
no,
you're
no,
looking
no,
for,
no,
you're
no.
looking for
Both will be
someone
working,
to rule.
remember? Both
Yeah.
we get tired, both we use blood. So there's nothing to do with I come out of kazini kule, I'm just at home, relaxed, and I wait to John 12 viatu, you know what, take my coat and do this. Of course, when there's that romantic part of it, but also there's that part you have to look at to metoka sort a job.
Yeah.
We need to cook, we need to eat, we need to take bath the baby, and then from there other things follow. So basically I need a helper. It's not a, I call it to be, wanasemaje, ile mama wa nyumba tu akae tu hapa afanye kazi yote,
Yeah.
Okay, but that's why we're saying it's very important the kind of man that whatever you expect.
Yeah, because some people take it to be like, you know what, women are supposed to do that. Mwanaume hafai kupatikana jikoni. No,
For me, I
not at
remember
all.
I remember there's this guy I was dating, and he was telling me he wants like a traditional kind of a woman, a woman who can like do everything, brush his shoes for him, kiwi. Unaona vile ulikuwa unapigiwa ukiwa high school kama ni primary high school ulikuwa unajipigia, sio?
Yeah.
Like he wants a woman because he grew up in a family whereby he saw the mom like doing everything for the dad, and in this generation he expect me to like also do like the same.
No.
For me, I ran because I'm like,
But I think it's also a
some things
mentality
now-
thing that you
yes,
carry from the past
from
or
the
from your
past.
parents or something like to do
Yeah.
that. Because,
yeah.
like, for example, you look at, there are things that I've never seen. Well, it's out of topic a little bit, but I've never seen to a level where my two parents fight and do other funny things. Wanakonga nasaidiana humo through, and I really appreciated that. I think that's where even I came up to the level where I'm saying, lazima nisaidie na mimi nimsaidie.
Yeah.
She's tired, she feels like she's exhausted, or she feels like I go to the kitchen, I cook, and I'll make delicious meal for the family.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing that I will always make me feel like, this is a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is very important. And when we start putting these expectations, I think we need to see our partners as humans first.
Yeah.
You know, you just see this person as a fellow human being. That way, whatever expectation you put, they're at least reasonable. Because as you have said, you cannot tell me that we are both working. Then if we come at home,
No, it's your
you also
responsibility
expect
to,
me
you
to
know?
do everything
No.
at home. I'm not saying that it's not something that can be done, but by the time I am done with all that, I'll be extremely tired.
Exactly.
And I'm also expected to get up in the morning and do all those things also, and still take care of the kids, and also still go to work. So
And take care of your husband as well.
and also get time for myself. I mean, does it ever end?
It will be,
It's
not
it's
good.
just too
Not a
much.
balance. Yeah.
Yes, it's just too much. So I think also when you are putting expectations, you have to know if you want a traditional wife,
Yeah.
and I have established that I am not a
Go on.
stay-at-home mom. I'm not saying being a stay-at-home mom is a bad thing. If I've decided that that is not the path that I would like to take, then that is the point that I should say, this is not for me. Because for me, I also have to work on ABCD. I've seen people say, if I can provide for the family, then my woman does not have to work. And it's totally okay for them to decide that. But to me, I tell myself, you're just going to provide for me the basic needs. What about my other needs
Your
for
dreams.
self-actualization? I have
Yeah.
dreams.
Do you know, I feel like a little bit is kind of primitive. Someone is not, let's say you're working in a bank, and maybe I have a company. What if things go the others, they go south on my side, and you're at home? I said don't work because of either
can
way,
provide.
could thinking to do with like, jealousy, maybe she could be vibed with other people and all that stuff. But remember, this is a world. Anything can go, they can go south. My company can fall or do anything. And then at the end of the day, I told you not to work, you're at home. So are we going to eat soil?
Takuwa makasiriko in that house and that
Yeah.
Yeah,
happens.
so I don't find it to be a good thing.
Yeah, let people, because I mean, we are not just here to get married and have kids. We
You
also
have to look
we
progress.
also have purpose and some other things to do. So and those also bring us fulfillment. The same way being a mother, being a wife brings you fulfillment. So I think for me personally, I wouldn't want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Like if forever I am a stay-at-home mom, I will get resentful at some point and I will take it out on you and the kids, and that is not in my plan. So I would like to know that I can go do my thing and I can still show up. Yes, and that means also when it comes to the role, ujue tu mi pia ni mwanadamu, and we ensure that we help each other. And also something you've mentioned about hiyo jealousy, you making someone asiende job because of jealousy. Vibes itakuwa huku nje. Vibes are always there, but it's
And the idle mind when you're just idle at home.
even at home unaweza niacha nyumbani nikuwe nauza maji na mtu akuja kununua maji na vibe ikue.
Yeah.
What is to say that someone will not vibe with me?
It's a matter of trust.
Yes, but this is a choice that I'm deliberately making every day to choose to be with you, to show up as a wife, to show up as a child, as a mother. So I don't think that should make someone say that wewe ni mrembo utakuwa unakaa kwa hii nyumba, you're not going anywhere. No,
I find in some of my friends, actually, I have a friend who've been thinking of having that mentality, and I'm like, even I told him, you know what, when you're making it worse, because remember, she will be idle at home. There's a time she'll be going to the market. There's a time she'll be interacting with people. Even it will be even my worse. Let her concentrate at work. Of course, she'll be working, and something that is yours, it's yours.
Yeah,
it's a matter of trust between the two of you.
Yes.
So this thing of like, you know what, no, mwanamke wangu akipaka hapa afai kutoka kwa nyumba, mi kama ni shopping I'll be doing and blah blah blah, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Just do everything best in your mind. You should have the trust issues clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time I think you're marrying someone, you already like really trust them.
There are
Yes.
people who don't have that mentality. They're still, unless maybe they have a problem with it. There's some people still don't have that thing in their mind.
There are some people who are like that, but I think we have to get to a point that we realize this is not someone for you to own.
Yes.
It's not a thing, it's not an object.
Yeah.
Si shamba yenye utasema nikipata mbuzi ameingia hapa na mchinja. No, you cannot do that. This is a whole human being who has their own needs, their own, and this person with their same mind have chosen to be with you. You know, and not just for 1 day or 2 days, for forever. And they were very sober when they made that commitment.
And there were so many people who were like really wanted them, but they chose you.
So I think when you're thinking about it long term, then it's important to be on one team. Ensure that yes, sote tuna work, so that we ensure, because also there is a lifestyle that we want to live. If it's just one source of income coming into the house, it's gonna be frustrating at some point. So 2 incomes is much better.
Whatever you decide. There are people who are comfortable like being at home, but whatever you decide is comfortable for you, and
You
maybe
choose that.
you choose that.
Yeah.
So is there anything you need to add before we wrap it up?
I think that's one thing. Boundaries. Boundaries. Be it friends, be it co-workers, be it, there are things that to someone they're just non-negotiable. This has to happen like this, and it is like that because this is really important to me. So I think it's really important before people get to the marriage bit, they discuss about boundaries, because everything has to be done na kiasi. It could be kuleta kazi nyumbani each and every day. There are some people that I know, friends of mine, that tell each other, you can stay at work hata saa 2 usiku, but if you get into this house, you're not doing any work.
Yeah.
If you get into this house, it's family time. So if you have to finish something, just finish it in the office.
No carrying
work
home.
Yes. And some tell them, if it's Sunday, it's family time, then it is family time. Like the world is not gonna burn. If it's family time, it's family time on this day. So I think it's also important to put some boundaries in place to ensure that also the family unit, you get time to spend with your family, because ya dunia ni mengi, kila siku ni mbio, kila siku ni mbio. Today it's your friend, tomorrow it's your coworker, tomorrow it's I don't know what, the extended family. So there's always something. Yes. So it's important to also just ensure that in this house, people will have we'll have dinner at least twice in a week, and that has to stay regardless of the DP is being impeached. I don't know who is being done what.
Whatever is
That has
Mrima.
It has nothing to do
Rima
with
Inagusa.
But at some point, but at some point when you're talking about the family time and differentiating, or rather setting side time for everything, by the time you're dating, well, of course, I support you that one, but by the time you're dating, you should know the kind of person you're dating, and you're comfortable to in regards to what he or she does, because not taking advantage. There's that people who take advantage. Bado niko kazini, and then they end up doing other shitty stuff. But the reality is, you should know what kind of job are you doing. Does it require you? Sometimes it calls you when you're at home. You do it at a given time, and it's not interfering with the family. So in regards to that, I find it is always good to understand your partner, the kind of job that he's doing. Let's not take it generally that, what, haunanga time yangu, haunanga. Of course, I could be very busy, but I must set some time for your family. So it's very key on that.
It's very important.
Just to add on that, I think people should also agree on the time on when should people come home. Whether you've gone out with your friends or whether you're doing what, but there's a timeline that you can't come in the morning at 5.
That one is, to me, even it's
you can't come home 5 in the morning
unless
you're knocking.
No.
Unaingia kwa nyumba najua ikichomoza.
Ati ilikuwa job.
No.
Ilikuwa job.
No. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Yeah.
And then also on the boundary thing, when you maybe you're late to work or something, communicate.
Yes.
Let me know in advance. Okay, babe, today I won't make even to come and eat dinner. Because someone has taken their time to cook for you. Kumbe you have like meetings.
Yeah, communication is key
It's cute.
in
Yeah.
every when you
Yeah,
at
tell-
work there's an issue, communicate.
Yeah.
Before you leave the work, you
Communicate.
communicate. It makes your partner alert.
Yes.
and
It gets to
aware.
understand what the kind of person where even if you get a miscommunication from someone, you know
Yeah.
your partner better
Yes.
because he or she has already communicated to you in advance that this is the situation that I'm having at hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Yeah. And also the point of you've mentioned of knowing your person, the work that this person does. It's also important to discuss, are you gonna do this for the rest of your
Yeah.
life? That way I know
Mm.
if I sign up for this, then this is what I should expect
Mhm.
for that long. But probably whatever you're doing is, kazi kila time, but you tell yourself, I'll do this for this number of years. When it gets to this point, because
Right.
now you're planning your life together. When it gets to this point, and probably our
You
baby
need
is
to have
this
retired, you need to have done
yes, our baby is this old, I will transition to this whatever.
Yeah.
And of course hatuwezi panga kila kitu, but
Yeah,
hizo
but
plans,
there's
someone
a
is aware.
clear
Yes.
plan.
Yeah, so that you just don't get into it and expect in your head uncommunicated expectation that tukifika tukiwa tuko na watoto teenagers ataacha. My friend, utapigwa na butwa. They will still be the same. Yes, you're still complaining about the same thing.
It's a great
Oh
point.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so I think that's really important. Yeah.
Okay. So is there anything else you feel like we need to add before we wrap it up?
No, from my side, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also for my side, no.
Mm.
It's not a one-time discussion. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's very broad,
all
but
those things.
as far as I'm
But,
concerned,
yeah.
that's what I have for my
Yeah,
side.
me too.
So thank you very much, guys, for creating the time to be here. We really appreciate your presence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure I'll invite you again to this episode. Our viewers, they should get used to these faces.
Kindly subscribe. It's one of the good channels
I'll
that you'll enjoy.
subscribe.
All right. Guys, on this note, we are going to end this episode. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing, like, and share with your friends. Leave also your comment in the comment section. We would like to hear your thoughts on things that couples should discuss before getting married. And bye.
Bye-bye.